At the most recent Becker County Board of Commissioners meeting, the Becker County Board of Commissioners did grant permission to purchase up to 2 more decontamination units here for Becker County at a cost of about $19,000 apiece. The money will be used, or the money will come from a bunch of the funds that have been given to the county from the state of Minnesota in order to combat aquatic invasive species. The county is eligible for over $100,000 this year for that. This would bring the amount of decontamination units in the county up to 3 if both are purchased. There was one purchased last year, which would be stationed in the city of Detroit Lakes this coming boating season. And I think this is a good step in the positive right direction. I still have some questions over exactly how are these decontamination units going to be used, where exactly are going to be housed, what's the process of using them going to be, is there going to be a fee to use them? I know that's something that's been discussed. Personally, I hope there is not a fee to use them, considering they're being paid for from general fund dollars coming from the state of Minnesota, not local Becker County property taxpayer dollars, etc. So if there is going to be set up these decontamination units, I do think there should be no fee to use them, or at least a very, very minimal fee, or some kind of a year-round license you could buy to use them, especially if you're a local resident, something along those lines. But as I've sat here thinking about this and saying, wow, finally, I think some positive direction, some real tangible action with this decontamination unit is going to be permanently stationed somewhere in Becker County, even if the details got to be worked out. But part of me also thinks, gosh darn it, this has just taken too long. Pelican Lake was first diagnosed with zebra mussels in the fall of 2009. So 5 or 6 years later, Becker County is finally starting to get some decontamination units. The state's finally starting to dedicate some money for this. We're, 2 or 3 years into now the University of Minnesota beginning to look at having an aquatic invasive species department and really focusing on zebra mussels, Asian carp, etc. Now, these are all good positive steps in the right direction. But I still go back to the fall of 2009 when Pelican Lake was infested. I don't know if growing up in the Twin Cities area like I did, I was just more aware of zebra mussels. There have always been lakes during my whole lifetime in the Twin Cities that have had zebra mussels, and zebra mussels have existed in the Great Lakes since the mid-'80s and forward. If that area of the state was just much more educated by it, because it seemed like when these things popped up in Pelican Lake, nobody around here really knew what they were. And if the handful of people that did know what they were not able to convince those that were in power to do something about it in order to take this issue seriously. Now, there are people that remain to this day on Pelican Lake years into the infestation that it's not that bad, that it's not, nearly what the media hypes it up to be. I've been told that those people, frankly, are worried about their property tax values, and if you really talk to somebody off the record, they'll tell you that depending on what part of the lake you live in, it is bad. It is troublesome, and I'm sure it's having a negative effect on their property values. Lake Melissa was officially infested last year. Pickerel Lake also had a zebra mussel found in it. My point is, we're closing the barn door when half the horses have already run out of it. The question is, have we acted in time to save the other half of the horses? Because I fully expect this year we're going to hear about more lakes in Becker County that have zebra mussel infestations. And have we already started the fire? Is it burning too hot before we can put it out? Only time will tell. I hope not. But I still can't help but feel we're about 3 years behind where we need to be in tackling this topic and in tackling this trouble.